Right now, as you watch this video, a worm is living inside someone's eyeball. Not in a movie. It's a real parasite that crawls behind the eye and feeds on its host's tissue. Those who carry it notice something strange, a flickering sensation. Not a tired, dreaded spot. Real movement, because there's something really moving inside the eye. Doctors say, if you see this movement, you're lucky. While the worm is alive, it's just crawling. When it dies inside the eye, inflammation sets in, and vision can be lost completely. This parasite lives in tropical regions of Africa, but isolated cases have been found throughout the world. It's carried by horseflies, large blood-sucking flies. One bite from an infected fly, and the larva is already inside. The most terrifying thing is that this worm can survive inside the body for over 10 years. All this time, it wanders under the skin, through tissue, through joints. Only occasionally does it make its way to the eye, where it's finally noticed. The only way to get rid of it is surgery. A surgeon uses tweezers to remove the live worm directly from the eyeball. Videos of such surgeries are easy to find online, but we don't recommend watching them while eating. These cases aren't just newspaper horror stories. Medical journals regularly document them. And with the rise of tropical travel, such stories increasingly end not in Africa, but in an ordinary city hospital. Your head has been hurting for days, and you wonder if it's stress or the screen? Now imagine a brain scan showing bubbles. Inside each one is a live parasite larva. This happens to real people. A person gets this parasite through poorly cooked pork. Its larvae penetrate the intestinal wall, enter the bloodstream, and travel to the brain via the bloodstream. There, they settle and begin to build a shell for themselves. Scans of such patients look terrifying. Dozens of bubbles inside the brain. Each bubble is a larva that has hidden behind a protective wall and sits quietly there while the immune system ignores it. When the immune system finally attacks, seizures, epilepsy, and loss of consciousness begin. This parasite is one of the leading causes of epilepsy in adults throughout Latin America and Asia, and most people have no idea where the disease came from. You can become infected without even touching meat. It's enough to not wash your hands after contact with contaminated food and then touch your mouth or face. The parasite's eggs are tiny. You can't see them, you can't feel them. They simply burrow inside. The parasite is called the pork tapeworm. It can only be treated with powerful medications that kill the larvae inside the brain. But the process itself is also dangerous. The dead larvae cause inflammation directly in the skull. Sometimes doctors are faced with a choice: treat or leave the parasite alone. How many meters of parasite can your intestines contain? More than you think. A tapeworm can grow up to 18 meters long, longer than a school bus. And all of this fits inside one person. It doesn't cause pain. It simply attaches itself to the intestinal wall with hooks and silently eats everything you eat. For years, some people discover this tenet by accident when they notice fragments of the worm in the toilet. The worm constantly grows new parts from its head and sheds its hind parts. Each shed part is a sac containing thousands of eggs. They emerge and can infect the next person through water or food. The most common route of infection is raw or undercooked fish and meat. Sushi, raw minced meat, lightly salted fish, and homemade fish are all risky. Industrial freezing kills the larvae, but lightly salted fish at home does not. People with tapeworms inside often eat a lot, but still lose weight. Constant fatigue, vitamin deficiencies, strange malaise. And all of this is attributed to stress. The truth is only revealed through tests. The good news, there is a treatment for tapeworm. One pill, and within a few hours, it dies and comes out. The bad news, it comes out completely, all 18 meters. That's when people realize what's been living with them all this time. You return from a warm country, and a couple of days later, you notice something moving under the skin of your arm. It's not a feeling of alarm. There's literally something there. It's a fly larva, and it's growing inside your flesh. Some tropical flies lay their eggs directly on damp clothing or skin. The larva hatches and immediately burrows under the skin. There, it breathes through a tiny hole on the surface and feeds on the tissue around it. People describe the sensation in the same way: crawling, throbbing, sometimes a sharp pain. At first, they think it's a bite that's become inflamed. But the swelling doesn't go away. It slowly grows, because something is growing inside it too. Doctors know how to remove them. The method sounds strange. They seal the hole with a thick cream, cutting off the larva's air supply. It starts to crawl out on its own, and then they carefully pick it up with tweezers. The main thing is not to tear it. Crush the larva inside. It will cause severe inflammation. This is one of the few situations where the right answer is to be patient and literally let the parasite come out on its own. This isn't some textbook exotica. Every year, thousands of tourists bring back such guests from their vacations. Cases are being recorded in clinics around the world, and their number increases with each resort season. All you have to do is walk barefoot on the beach, put on damp clothes that have been drying outside, and you're good to go. Some species of flies specifically seek out human body heat. You're the perfect incubator for them. Imagine a parasite could influence your decisions, and you'd never guess? That's exactly what a very common microorganism, Toxoplasma, does. It lives in the brain and alters its host behavior. Cats are the primary carriers. This parasite reproduces only inside them and then emerges. Bare-handling a litter box is one route of infection. It's especially dangerous for pregnant women. Estimates suggest that between 1/3 and 1/2 of all people on the planet are infected. Most are completely unaware. The immune system keeps the parasite under control, but it doesn't completely disappear. It remains in the brain forever. Studies show that infected people react slightly slower. Drivers with this parasite inside them are significantly more likely to have accidents. Scientists have also documented a link between infection and personality traits in both men and women. In rats, this parasite does something incredible. It disables the fear of cats. An infected rat will walk toward a cat, straight into its paws. The parasite needs this. It re-enters the cat and can reproduce there. Scientists are already openly asking, does this parasite influence our decisions in the same way it influences the behavior of rats? There's no answer yet, but the question no longer seems like a joke. Subscribe to the channel and watch other episodes. This is important.